The city hummed beneath the golden sunset as the millionaire left his office, unaware that today would be different. He had always been precise, controlling every detail of his life, yet fate had other plans. Something inside urged him to return home earlier than usual, cutting short his usual evening schedule. The streets blurred past his luxury car, his mind on business deals, stock reports, and the world of profit he ruled. But the mansion he called home, towering, pristine, and guarded by silence, held secrets he could not yet imagine. Inside, the house was quiet, unnervingly quiet. The usual hum of activity, the loyal staff moving efficiently, was absent. A faint glow from the kitchen hinted at movement. As he approached, curiosity replaced routine. Something in the stillness whispered that the evening was not ordinary, and then he saw it. The scene froze him in place. In his lavish kitchen, a figure he had dismissed countless times, a humble janitor, was moving with meticulous care. But it wasn't cleaning. It was something entirely unexpected, precise, and impossible to ignore. The millionaire's world tilted in a way no stock market crash or boardroom betrayal ever could. He could feel his pulse quicken, his instincts telling him that what he was witnessing would change everything. The life of luxury he had built suddenly felt fragile, as if the very foundation of his carefully constructed universe was being challenged. No one, not even him, could predict the next few moments. The janitor, a man whose presence was usually overlooked, worked silently, hands moving with surprising dexterity, assembling something intricate, almost delicate. The millionaire's mind raced. Was this sabotage, a mistake, or something more? The smell of polished wood and faint floral cleaner filled the air, but it was overshadowed by the tension. Every small motion of the janitor drew the millionaire's gaze, his curiosity now laced with disbelief. He realized he had never truly noticed the skill hidden beneath the man's ordinary appearance. Time seemed to slow as the janitor continued, unaware of the millionaire's presence. The tools in his hands, the calm precision, the focus, were something entirely outside the millionaire's expectations. It was not a task meant to be seen, yet it carried a beauty and elegance that demanded attention. Suddenly, the scale of what was happening clicked into place. This was not mere cleaning. It was creation, innovation, intelligence, a talent that millionaire had never imagined. For years he had judged appearances, underestimated people, and yet here stood a man proving that perception could be deceiving. Shock gave way to a different sensation of admiration, awe, and a growing realization that some of the greatest treasures in life are hidden in plain sight, unnoticed until the right moment of revelation. The millionaire's heart raced as he contemplated the implications. What unfolded before him was more extraordinary than he could comprehend. The janitor's work was precise, almost surgical, like watching an artist paint a masterpiece or a surgeon perform life-saving surgery. Every movement had a purpose, every detail mattered. The millionaire, used to commanding people and dictating outcomes, felt powerless in this moment. He had never witnessed a display of such skill hidden behind an unassuming exterior. The realization, it hit him hard. This man, whom he had ignored for years, possessed abilities that could rival anyone in his corporate empire. As he observed silently, the millionaire's mind started connecting dots. The janitor's quiet demeanor, the way he avoided attention, the years of unnoticed work, all suddenly made sense. It was a secret life, a hidden world of talent and expertise tucked behind a facade of simplicity. Every second deepened the shock. What had seemed mundane moments ago now shimmered with significance. The janitor's talent was undeniable, the implications profound. Opportunities, loyalty, skill, everything he had overlooked was now staring him directly in the face. And as the work continued flawlessly, the millionaire understood something vital. The world is full of hidden geniuses, unrecognized, underestimated, waiting for a moment to reveal their power. He could not leave without understanding fully what had been revealed. The room was silent, except for the soft sounds of the janitor's movements. The millionaire stepped closer, studying every detail. Tools, precision, focus, everything spoke of discipline, dedication, and talent. A wave of humility washed over him. He had judged this man by status, by uniform, by appearances. Yet here was proof that greatness often hides in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to be seen. The janitor's face remained calm, unaware that he had an audience. Every careful motion, every small correction, highlighted a mind sharper than the millionaire's most trusted executives, a skill set unimaginable for someone in such a modest position. The millionaire's pulse quickened. Opportunities that had seemed impossible now appeared within reach, if only he could recognize and embrace them. A sense of admiration, tinged with disbelief, filled him. He realized that in ignoring this man, he had overlooked an entire world of potential, a force capable of changing his life. And in that quiet, electrifying moment, he resolved that nothing would ever be the same. The rules of perception, of status, of judgment, they had all shifted irrevocably. The millionaire knew he could not ignore this revelation. Years of hierarchy, assumptions, and oversight crumbled in seconds. He approached the janitor. No words, spoken but with intent clear in every step. Recognition replaced disbelief. A glance, a nod, a silent acknowledgement of skill and value. The janitor paused briefly, understanding that something had changed though not yet knowing the extent. This man, once invisible in the Millionaire's world, would now play a central role. Talent, dedication, loyalty, tributes that could not be bought had finally been recognized. The implications were vast. Projects, plans, and even personal legacy would now be influenced by this revelation. The world outside would never know the transformation unfolding in that kitchen, yet it would ripple across every facet of the Millionaire's empire. And as the evening shadows grew long, the Millionaire understood, power is not always obvious. True ability often walks quietly, unseen, until a single moment changes everything. By the end of the evening, everything had shifted. The Millionaire, once certain of control, now realized the magnitude of what he had discovered. The janitor, modest and unassuming, had revealed a talent that would redefine loyalty, skill, and trust in the Millionaire's life. The man's world had been measured in money, influence, and authority, yet the quiet brilliance before him had transcended all of it. What he had dismissed as ordinary now became extraordinary, a cornerstone of his future success. From that day forward, the Millionaire's perspective changed. He no longer underestimated, overlooked, or dismissed. Every encounter, every employee, every quiet soul became a potential treasure waiting to be uncovered. And as he left the room, the kitchen, and the house that evening, he carried with him a new understanding. True power is hidden, waiting for the one willing to see it, recognize it, and embrace it. The world would never look the same again. The end.